Okay, y'all, new scam alert, and it's too close to the holidays for people to be playing around, so please pay attention. And side note, if you have money in Truist Bank, baby, you need to move your expeditiously, because if people get you with this scam, Truist is not going to help you. And low-key, I think it's an inside job that's going on with Truist. But anyway, here's a scam. So this happened to my girl in Atlanta, and here's what happened. So she got a call from Truist Bank saying that there had been fraudulent activity on her debit card. So they were going to cut the card off and send her a new card in 5 to 7 business days, right? 5 days later, she gets another call from Truist saying that there has been more fraudulent activity on her account. Somebody walked into a branch and allegedly tried to cash a check with her account information on it. And I guess the way he explained it, it flagged because her account had fraudulent activity, et cetera, et cetera. So he is calling to, verify that wasn't a check that she wrote, yada, yada, yada. So what he was going to do is send her a code, a 6-digit code through the phone, so that their end-to-end encryption could be activated and show her the check, right? She tells him, I'm not comfortable doing bank stuff on my phone. Can we do it on my laptop? And he tells her, I assure you this call is being monitored and recorded, so you'll have proof of everything. And also, this is how our end-to-end encryption works. We can only show you within the system if you use this system and this link. So he sends her a code. She gets a code from Truist on her phone, a legitimate code, because she has the two-factor authentication on her account anyway. So, it comes up in that text box. So she gets the code. She gives him the code. He says, great. He sends her the link. She clicks on the link and it takes her to a login screen. Again, she's like, I don't really like signing into bank stuff on my phone. He's like, it's absolutely fine. It's end-to-end encrypted, blah, 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 blah. She enters her login information, hits enter, and it refreshes to just another login screen. So she tells him this, and he's like, oh no, let's try this, let's try that, whatever. Then he says, okay, there seems to be a problem. I need to escalate this, but the people I need to escalate it to have left for the day. We'll have to call you back tomorrow. He calls back the next day and tells her that he thinks, through more investigation that they've done, they think it is a branch employee that is committing this fraudulent activity on her account. So if she's willing, they need her to go into the branch with him on the phone and muted or whatever, to go into the branch to, say certain things and do certain things to see if they can figure out which branch employee it is, right? So they send her to 2 different Truist branches and tell her to ask for this person. He had all this inside information that only people who work at the bank know, like whatever kind of numbers and yada, yada, blase. He was telling her to ask this, ask that, da, 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 ask for this person. And he's on the phone listening. So she's going through all these motions because she's thinking this is what is going to help get this fraud off her account and also catch the person that's doing it. So my friend spent 4 hours going to different branches on the phone with this man, trying to figure out who is committing fraudulent activity on her account, right? She goes into the branch, and there was something that he told her to do and withdraw something from the branch or whatever. So she withdrew some of her money, but he asked her for some kind of code that was on the withdrawal slip. And that's when, and he wanted her to FedEx it to him too or something. And she was like, none of this is making sense anymore. What the hell is going on? So she gets home that night and realizes, I think the person on the phone is the actual scammer. Now, mind you, this scam was elaborate. This man called her twice and stayed on the phone with her for hours doing all this, had her running into branches and everything, right? He was supposed to call her again the next day with whatever information they have found, all the information she's gathered and he's heard on the phone while he was on mute or whatever. He was supposed to call the next day, but like I said, that night she was like, I don't trust any of this anymore. So she went directly to the branch the next morning. She was there when they opened. And when they opened, she went in, she talked to the branch manager, explained everything or whatever. Come to find out, all of her account information has been changed. All her login information had been changed. The two-factor authentication had been changed from her phone to somebody else's Android tablet. And they changed it to biometric whatever. So overnight, they drained her account. They drained her account with Zelle transactions, right? Here is where goes left with Truist. They would not give her her money back. After she explained all this, after she showed them all kind of proof, everything, they would not give her her money back, talking about, well, since it was Zelle transactions done through biometrics, we can't do anything about that. That is a damn lie, because y'all can look up these IP addresses and y'all can cross-reference the time and the date and all these things. And also, my friend does not use Zelle. She does not use Zelle. So this is like strange activity that is not the same activity that goes on this account all the time. Why would you not investigate this? But they're talking about there's nothing they can do. She has lost thousands of dollars because either somebody that works for Truist or somebody who knows somebody that works for Truist is doing this stuff. Because again, the stuff he was telling her to do and the people he was telling her to go see and certain codes and certain numbers or whatever, all that is like singular to Truist. So she has been a customer of this bank for 17 years. It used to be another bank before Truist took over. So she has been with that bank for 17 years and she has lost multiple thousands of dollars because somebody that either works for Truist or knows somebody that works for Truist is running a scam, and it's an elaborate multi-day scam on people with that bank. So what I'm telling y'all is this. If somebody calls you talking about fraudulent activity on your account, get their name and then hang up. And then take your to the branch. Do not call nobody else. Don't call no 800 numbers. Don't text none of it. Go to the branch and start investigating immediately. Don't take nobody's word over the phone of whether or not they're trying to help you. Because this was so elaborate for them to drain her entire account and put her through all these motions. And what we think is, number one, they were the ones who were doing the first fraudulent activity with the debit card. So when the debit card got cut off, this was plan B. So y'all, you have to be diligent. Again, it is too close to the holidays and the scammers are scamming. So please be extra careful when people call you from financial institutions. Hang up and call back, or hang up and go to the branch. Don't trust anybody out here. And if they sending you links and sending you codes, because what we also think is the person who was on the phone with her had somebody else, a female, calling Truist legitimately and that's how they got her the real code. They were on the phone with Truist while she was on the phone with the pretend Truist employee. They were pretending to be her, and they asked, the person to send them the code or whatever. And that's why it went to her phone. And when she read it back to him, that's how he was able to get into her account. Then she also spoke to Apple, because now this is wild. She talked to Apple. Apple said that they think when she clicked that link that the guy sent, they were able to trace her keystrokes. So that's how they got her login information and her password in order to get into her account, change her two-factor authorizations, change the biometrics, and be able to approve all those Zelle transactions that drained her account. And to add insult to injury, when she was at the branch that third day, somebody in the branch said that a lady had just gone through that the week before. So, Truist, why are you not alerting your customers that this kind of scam is going on in your institution? Again, probably because it's an inside job and y'all don't want to go through the trouble of figuring this out. But guess what? We finna put your ass on blast on social media because this is outrageous. If you don't want to internally investigate your employees and all that stuff, that's your business. But give my girl her money back, bitch.